First View TV, your cutting-edge television station, interfacing Africa and the rest of the world with excellent documentaries, business news, investment opportunities, lifestyle, and much more. We're currently on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. You can also view while on the move at www.firstviewtv.tv. First View TV, changing the narrative.
Good day. I have with me today a pioneer, gentleman who identified a niche many years ago. He realized that the African community in the United Kingdom were not well served in terms of provision for fast food or restaurant. And he so happened, this was in the 80s, early 80s, to take advantage of that opportunity. Set up the first restaurant and has built the business to today a major entity in the United Kingdom. It's my pleasure to welcome on Corporate Insight program, Mr. Eddie Isebor. Mr. Eddie Isebor, it's good to have you on Corporate Insight here on First View Television. First of all, we must salute your immense courage, foresight, and innovation. Would like you to share with our viewers how it all started and the journey to date.
I say, firstly, thank you for bringing me on your program, and I'm very happy to be part of this because that will help encourage others. I started after my college education in business studies. I worked with TV Edwards and Co. solicitors in Milan for 3 years, and ready to stay there, but wondering what am I going to do. But as we were getting on very well, they made me redundant. Now, what do I do? I started wondering, looking for another job. That was the problem about redundancy. Am I be redundant again? So let me do something for myself. Let me look for an avenue to set up a business, because it's something that I learned from my grandmother, that business first.
Can you tell us what year that was precisely?
That was 1979-80.
Wow.
Then I decided to go into restaurant business, because I went around London, no eateries where you can find Afro-Caribbeans sitting down, relaxed, rejoicing. Fortunately, I just thought within myself, there's a niche that I have to tap into. And also, if I succeed, it will encourage others to create a job for ourselves and make our friends happy. And now, gathered some money, thought within myself, my friend, we used to be in the same college together and we got on well. I thought, let me go to him and find out what it's like to run a restaurant. Mr. Ile. I talked to him and he said, look, if you want to go into restaurant business, it's not easy and you don't have experience. I will advise you to come and join me. Let's work this restaurant. I'm having problem with the landlord, which is the High Commission, that it needs renovation or they will take it away from me. I thought, well, in that case, let me bring the money in and then we can renovate it and I can manage it. He agreed and I agreed and we went into it. And that was how I started learning the process of running a restaurant. I never planned to, but I needed something to do. And then as we went along, I stayed with him for 3 years, and I thought, look, we can't remain here. There are a lot of restaurants like the Indians, the Chinese, and they're all doing well on the high street. Why should we remain under the High Commission, not experiencing what they're experiencing? So let's look for a space. We looked around, and I found the Finsbury Park one. I came back and said, look, we have to make this move. Even if we have a branch in Finsbury Park, and still keep this one. But the condition, the High Commission was so good for him that he said, no, he's not interested. So I ventured out and started this.
That's rather remarkable. Well, you obviously embarked on the venture yourself.
Yes.
And 3 years that you'd been working together, you would have learned a few things along the way.
Of course.
Gained some experience. And the bantering of discussing, do we go this way, do we go that way? Well, that wasn't there anymore at that point, because at this point you were now on your own. How did you cope starting off on your own?
I coped with my family. I had lovely family that supported me. I had my first staff, Remy, who supported us greatly, and I will never forget her, even she calls me Dad. So I had a very good team working for me. Excited to see a Nigerian African restaurant in Finsbury Park. It was like, wow, we just want to be part of it. Though I had some phoning their children. I heard you are telling about in London now. So it was very interesting, mixed up situation.
Tell us how it was then, owning a restaurant in London, Finsbury Park precisely. I know that then there would have been quite a number of, or the community was growing, and so you would have a significant number of Nigerians or Africans within this area. Were they regular patronage for you during that period?
Yes, they were. Interestingly, they were, because at this period, Finsbury Park was like a hub, a business hub. All the business men, women coming here to buy container loads of clothes from Fonty Road used to, their first point of call is Finsbury Park. From Heathrow straight to Finsbury Park. So I had a lot of regular customers, and the whole hotel then, Seven Sisters Hotel, were like non-stop. Every minute, every hour, there are people turning in. So we were so busy with this kind of traffic. Unfortunately, it started reducing when the immigration law changed during Mrs. Thatcher, when they started cutting down on people coming in and all that. We lost a lot of those customers. And today, there's a lot of different in terms of those customers. Most of them now go to Asian countries. They don't come to Britain anymore with the exchange rates as well. It pays them to look elsewhere where they might find it cheaper.
The community has grown quite significantly since the 70s.
Yes.
On record, you have about 2 million Nigerians in the United Kingdom. And because you have a good mix in terms of your services that you provide to African as well as the Caribbean, how have you benefited, recognizing that the immigration did create an impact in the 70s and 80s, but how have you benefited from this growing community?
Yes, I have interest in it too, Benedict, because of this dual cuisine that we supply. I noticed that we have something in common when I was setting up. I felt as black, as slavery had played a role in our lives, there are things that we must have all been eating together before slavery. So that took my interest in trying to find out what are those things. And I found out things like ackee, we used to grow it. I found out like beans, we eat it. The Caribbeans eat beans, yam, and all that. And I was able to bring them together and create that market that really kept me going till tomorrow. And the next stage is how we're going to now expand it more in future.
600 Nigerian restaurants in London.
Yes.
How has your business been able to thrive in the midst of what could be seen as intense competition?
Because one of our goals is expansion plus gaining bigger market share like the others. I don't see that 600 as trade. I'm looking at us making it to thousands like the Chinese have done, like the Indians have done. I am in a group, the African in diaspora. We have the Indian UK Corey on the board, on our platform, helping us to coordinate few things through the APPG group. And they have 17,000 members in the restaurant portfolio. So I'm aiming and praying that we will get there. So 600 is just the beginning. It gives me joy each time I hear that Afro-Caribbean restaurant is opened. And it pains me so much when I hear, oh, one has closed. And that's one of the main reasons why I'm fighting and to see if we can form a platform for networking to avoid all these closures without us being there to rescue or to take over the restaurant and all that, so that we don't lose as much as we have lost before. We had even more. It's because of intense work. Few of us could not cope with it. But we have to then look at the ones who have been able to have 17,000 or 20,000 restaurants. How did they do it? Hard work. So we just want to keep it.
What comes across is a gentleman who has attained a self-actualization status, who has gained tremendous experience in the industry and is now looking to give back. So it's in that mode that I believe your next phase in the industry would again redefine who Eddie Isebor really is.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit more in this new journey of building what would be like a communal African Caribbean restaurant or hospitality group.
Be a journey whereby we are able to interest our youth, training them, mentoring them, and teaching them how we cook our food, how we can modify our food to meet the international standard, because without that, we will not be able to catch up with the other already in it. Therefore, the journey is a matter of training, mentoring, and also developing and researching into how we can make it more presentable to any other nationalities. So that is the area that I think the next stage of our journey should be.
Chivedi, how do you propose to achieve this rather ambitious and also laudable initiative?
Yeah, the way I propose to achieve it is firstly forming as many networking groups, talking to people in authorities. Thank God we have people like you with your platform. You can let our voice heard. We have African Diaspora Business Network. We're working with UK Corey. We have African Euro Hospitality Platform, and many others. We have Bay Inclusive Hospitality, and many others. So if everybody is a little bit like watching each other, but at the end of the day, the common goal is for us to realize that we need to network, train ourselves, encourage our youths, because some of them like cooking, but there's no encouragement, there's no backing. They don't believe the government or people will back them in case of anything like other professionals. And when they don't know we have network, like they know they have a shoulder to fall on, they will be interested in it.
Absolutely. An African Caribbean food fair. Yeah. Have you given it some thoughts?
Of course, I have greatly. That's what we're working towards. Without having a platform, without having a networking platform, we will not achieve it. And that's why we're working with people like you.
Wonderful, wonderful. It's an old saying that to be an entrepreneur is not for the faint-hearted. This is going on 40 years as an entrepreneur, not in Africa, but in the United Kingdom. How have you fared over the past 40 years?
Yes, I have been able to overcome the fears and what it takes because of the people around me. I had my family's support. Yeah, I had problems with the banking institution. Then made it worse, because before it used to be easy. The bank manager likes you, sees you have a good idea, they could listen to you. Now, the computer doesn't want to know. All he wants to know is to see your record is right, and if it's not right. So we went through all that. But because of the passion and the determination I have for food business, mostly bringing up the Afro-Caribbean business, being part of the people who will bring up Afro-Caribbean food business in Europe, in London or UK, I kept on about that determination that it will happen. It will take time, but it will happen.
We're also aware that you have not restricted yourself just to the restaurant business.
Yes.
You do have a catering arm and also a distribution side to the business where you bring in stuff from Africa, food stuff, packaged stuff, and distribute through grocery outlets in the United Kingdom. Just expand on that and just let us have a little bit of insight into those particular businesses.
Yes. The event side of the business, I was fortunate to have a good daughter and a granddaughter. My daughter is very good in events. It caters a lot for people doing marriages, parties, and all that. And so far, everybody's commending her for her good job. And fortunately, my granddaughter was good in baking. She started baking as early as 10 years old. Now she's 18. And then,
Your granddaughter?
Yeah,
oh,
and
amazing.
She's very good in baking birthday cakes and all that. So I might be opening a coffee shop for her to display her food. So that is that. Then we have. Then I ventured into music, promoting the African music, particularly the Igbo side music, because I became jealous that the Yorubas are very advanced in promoting the cultural music, like Sonia Ade, Ebenezer Obey, Shino Peters, not to talk of Fela. And I thought, why are we not doing more? Let me copy from them. Fortunately, I have some good friends, the Yorubas, and they showed me how to bring people like Oliver the Coke, which we had work permit for, but unfortunately he couldn't come and later passed away. By the time we tried Osadebe, he was very ill, couldn't do it. Then we tried Morocco, Maduka, and he came. We brought him 2 times to UK to perform for the Igbo community. Interestingly, it was like an avenue to create and display your food, display your drinks, while also you're displaying the cultural music that we have over there, learning from my Yoruba brothers and sisters. I'll be honest with you, because I do work with them a lot. So
amazing.
That's going on well.
Is the business is still very much active?
Yes, it is. Yeah, we are just on hold because of the COVID-19. Come 2022-23, when everything is cleared, obviously the whole business will start back again. We start the event, we start the musical, bringing our cultural Igbo music, or any other Nigerian musician that feels he wants to engage us. We already got the record, and then that gives me opportunity to sell my food. See?
Tell us about the restaurant once more.
Yeah.
You know, we're currently sitting in the restaurant within your premises. What do you sell? What kind of food? Just give us some background and let's know what is on offer here at Coco's.
Yeah, thank you. I would say that one of our major selling point, or the food we sell most, are things like pounded yam, egusi soup, jollof rice, dodo chicken, ackee and saltfish. A lot of the Europeans like that. Jollof rice too, they like it. We sell a lot of eba, which is cassava, with okra soup, and we sell a lot of chicken curries, and suyas, and everything that we have on the menu. But the major ones that we sell, that each time you must have them: pounded yam, egusi, jollof rice, chicken curry or mutton curry with rice and peas, fried plantain, and eforiro, which is spinach cooked with some spices.
Already you're making my tongue salivate. Right. So, how would people who desire to find out about the restaurant, would they be able to get to know about the restaurant? Or what's your website address and your telephone number? So you can just let our viewers know.
Our telephone number, if you want to reach us, is 0207 281 7778.
Can you repeat the number again?
0207 281 7778.
So work with delivery services, so if people are interested in takeaways and stuff.
Yeah, we do, but the one we major is just eat
Okay.
and taste card.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So if they just phone,
Yeah, they will just give us the order and deliver it to them.
fantastic.
Yeah.
So Chief Eddie, let me switch to Nigeria,
Sure.
your home of birth, a country that we know that you love dearly. Of course, things have kind of changed slightly. Would like to hear from you your hopes and your aspiration for the country.
Well, going back to before I left Nigeria, I was like, I didn't know there was any difference between me and anybody. I just know we are just one.
Nigerians.
Yes. And coming to see what is going on now, it baffles me and makes me wonder. And my hope is that we stop and face our issue of looking after our children and our youth, looking after the future of the country. Like in the 60s, I was born and brought up in Lagos. But within that period, I went back to my village where my parents came from, went to higher school there before returning back to Lagos. So I grew up with all nationalities, all tribes, and we just see ourselves as brothers and sisters and friends. For what I'm seeing now, that it's only now that I've come to realize it, and it's hurtful. And I pray that we will be able to come together, sit down, and sort it out between ourselves peacefully, so that we have a country to live in. That's my hope for Nigeria.
Chief Eddie Isebor, thank you very much for this opportunity.
Thank you too.
We wish you well,
Yeah.
and our prayer is that your businesses will continue to grow from strength to strength.
Thank you very much, Mr. Afolabi Andu, for giving me this opportunity to express myself. And with this, I will make sure that I don't disappoint you and disappoint our customers and Nigeria. Thank you.
Chief Eddie Isebor, the chairman of the Coco African Carib Restaurant Group. He is an inspiration, and he is one that we believe evidently has set the pace. Join us as we carry on this journey of corporate insight. Thank you very much.
First View TV, your cutting-edge television station, interfacing Africa and the rest of the world with excellent documentaries, business news, investment opportunities, lifestyle, and much more. We're currently on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. You can also view while on the move at www.firstviewtv.tv. First View TV, changing the narrative.